When it comes to northern Myanmar, people often think immediately of two words: chaos and danger. This is a dark land, and just hearing about it is enough to send chills down one's spine. If northern Myanmar is considered hell on earth, there is another place even more brutal, where human beings are not treated as humans. There, everything can be traded like merchandise. It is a dead end, a place with no way out. You're watching Solving a Case, where we explore the most mysterious crimes and thrilling stories. As always, before we begin, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support us. The main character in today's story is a Taiwanese businesswoman named Xiao Boi. One day, she unexpectedly received a phone call from a close friend. On the line, her friend's voice was trembling, mixed with sobs, saying she had just been sold to the Kaka area in Maya Wadi. The kidnappers were demanding an enormous ransom. For those who follow dramatic crime stories, Maya Wadi is not an unfamiliar name. Located in eastern Myanmar, it is the country's second largest port. Along with northern Myanmar, Maya Wadi is notorious for the nickname Scam Hell. Xiao Boi had spent over 10 years living and working along the Myanmar-Thailand border. She had a wide network of contacts and had saved up a considerable amount of capital. Without hesitation, she took $170 in ransom money and contacted a broker to take her to the outskirts of the Kaka area to rescue her friend. However, upon arrival, Xiao Boi had to wait outside the gate for 2 hours without seeing anyone appear. A sense of unease began to grow. After repeated pleading, she was finally allowed to meet the area's manager and heard a horrifying truth. Her friend had been bought by a man from Dubai for 5 times the ransom amount. His purpose was to harvest her organs. Just an hour earlier, her friend had been taken aboard a medical ship bound for surgery at sea. For Xiao Boi, just hearing the phrase medical ship was enough for her to know her friend had no hope of survival. These ships bore the Red Cross symbol and looked like humanitarian rescue vessels. At first, they truly served rescue purposes at sea. But now, they have become tools of crime. In Maya Wadi, medical ships are a front for organ trafficking and scams. In the vast open sea, regulation is almost impossible, allowing crimes to be carried out smoothly and leaving little evidence behind. In reality, although there are official channels for receiving organs from donors, the numbers are still very limited. Not to mention, finding a compatible organ is extremely difficult. Over 1 million people worldwide are on organ transplant waiting lists each year. Many of them wealthy and willing to pay huge sums regardless of the source. This makes the black market an attractive option. There, from corneas to kidneys, livers, and even skin, everything has a price tag. A kidney can sell for up to $1.65 million. And a liver for millions as well. In northern Myanmar, victims brought here are often called piglets, a term for those who have been deceived and are no longer of value. For them, arriving here is just the start of their suffering. The moment they set foot inside, their personal freedom is stripped away. Brutal overseers treat them like dogs to be driven, issuing orders and beating them if they disobey. Those who are obedient are trained in phone scamming techniques. If they forget or make mistakes, they are whipped with electric batons or leather whips. Once they start working, they receive none of the get-rich-quick promises they were tricked with. Locked inside their workplace, allowed to use the restroom only at set times, they must continuously call people to scam them out of money. If they fail to meet daily quotas of tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, they risk having their limbs cut off. Women in this hell face even worse fates. The attractive and compliant ones are often sent to serve the management or VIP guests. If unsatisfactory, they are sold to others or sent to halls to serve many people. Most will contract serious illnesses, ending any chance of living a healthy life. In reality, in northern Myanmar, the value of a living person is often higher than that of their organs. Kidney extractions are less common due to limited medical facilities and high mortality risk. But that doesn't mean victims are spared. When they can no longer generate profit, piglets are sold to Maya Wadi. Here, their fate is counted in hours. Once someone finds a compatible organ, they are taken aboard a medical ship and never return. Unlike northern Myanmar, In Maya Wadi, once you board the ship and head out to sea, no one can save you. Rumors say that on these ships, the surgeons don't even use anesthesia. Victims are restrained, and their blood is drained until they lose consciousness, saving costs while also selling the blood. Afterward, the body is dumped into the cold sea, sinking forever, forgotten by the world. Even though such horrifying stories have spread widely, there are still naive people who believe they can escape. But the treacherous terrain, bloody history, and constant ethnic conflict have turned Myanmar into a realm of darkness with no way out. After gaining independence in 1948, armed conflicts never subsided. Local warlords sought every way to make money, starting with smuggling illegal goods. When that market shrank, they turned to casinos and gambling. But due to violence and insecurity, profits continued to drop. At that time, scam gangs from China fled here to escape crackdowns. The region speaks Chinese, uses telecommunications from Yunnan, and is part of a 3-no zone: no law, no control, no safety. These scam groups were protected by the warlords, shared profits, and developed into a multi-billion yuan industry. But greed pushed them toward another source of income: organ trafficking. Maya Wadi became the largest organ trafficking hub in the world, receiving victims from China, Thailand, Laos, and beyond. It is not just a place on the map, it is a symbol of cruelty and greed, where humanity is buried for profit. The lesson here: never believe promises of getting rich quick without effort. Greed and gullibility can lead you down a road with no return. Only honest labor can bring a sustainable life. Be alert, be cautious, and be wise in the face of temptation. Wishing you peace, and see you in the next story.